morning students. How are you? Fine. Okay, very good. In the last lesson, we have studied about the whole numbers in last class. Okay. So what we have studied, we'll just take a quick recap of the things we have studied in the last class. So we have studied what are the natural numbers, counting numbers. We have also seen where we use the natural numbers, what is the purpose. We have studied about the cardinal numbers, ordinal numbers, and we have seen that 0 plus all the natural numbers becomes the whole number. Then we have gone through the number line. We have seen the addition of a number line. Then we have seen subtraction on number line and multiplication on the number line. So in this class we are going to move further and we are going to solve few examples from exercise 2.1. Okay. So listen carefully and try to understand those. So exercise 2.1. See the first question. Write 3 next natural numbers. Okay. So the question is given 10,999. From this number we have to write next 3 natural numbers. Okay. We have to write next 3 natural numbers. So to find the next 3 natural numbers, what we did in the previous class? Exactly, we have done plus 1. So 10,999 plus 1 is what? Yes, very good. It becomes 11,000. Okay. It is said to find the next 3 natural numbers. So this is the one. After this again plus 1, it becomes 11,001. And one more number we have to find. It becomes 11,002. So the next 3 natural numbers from 10,999 are 11,000, 11,001 and 11,002. Next question. Write the 3 whole numbers occurring just before 10,001. Okay. Now, just now in the previous question we have seen we have to find the next numbers. In this question we are going to find the before numbers, the previous numbers. Okay. So whole numbers we are going to find out. So to find the previous number we have to do minus 1. So when we do 10,001 minus 1, we get 10,000. Okay. We get 10,000. 3 numbers we have to find. The again 10,000 minus 1, it becomes 9,999. Again one more number we have to find. So we have to do again minus 1. So 9,998. Okay. So listen once again. The 3 whole numbers occurring just before 10,001 are 10,000, 9,999, 9,998. Okay. Now the next question is very easy. You all have to tell the answer. Okay. Which is the smallest whole number? Tell me. Exactly right. Very good. It's 0. 0 is the smallest whole number. Very good. Students, you have to remember this. 0 is the smallest whole number. Next question. How many whole numbers are there between 32 and 53? Okay. Now we have to count the number of whole numbers between 32 and 53. So let us see here. Whole numbers between 32 and 53, 33. Let us count it. 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51 and 52. So, the whole numbers between 32 and 53 are this many. Let us count those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So, whole numbers between 32 and 53 is equal to 20, is equal to 20. Okay. In this way we have solved this example. Let us move towards next sum. Okay, write the successor of. It is the fifth question. We have to find the successor. The number is, so what is the number? 24,40,701. We have to find the successor. Successor is nothing but the after number. Now what we have to do to find the after number? Yes, plus 1. So when we do plus 1 to it, we get 24,40,702 is the successor of this number. We will solve the second one. Okay. What is the number? 1,199,000. Now again you have to find the successor of this number. What you will get? Plus 1. After doing plus 1, what will get? Yes, it's 1,200,000 is the successor of the given number. One more example we will solve. Okay, the number is 10,99,999. Okay, we have to again find the successor of the given number. So plus 1, when we do plus 1, we get 11 lakh. We get 11 lakh. So these are the examples to find the successor. Few examples are still there in your textbook. You have to practice those. Let us move towards our next question. Question number 6. Now in this question we are going to find out predecessor. We are going to find out predecessor. Now see, the first one is 94. What is meant by predecessor? Predecessor is nothing but the before number. So 94, before number of 94 minus 1 is 93. Very good. Next one, it's 10,000. So what will be the previous number or the predecessor of 10,000? Anyone? Yes, very good. It's 9,999. Okay. Minus 1 if we do, we get the predecessor of the number. We will solve one more example. Okay. Now it's 2,08,090. We have to find the predecessor of the given number. So again minus 1, what will be the answer? Yes, exactly. So 2,08,089 is the previous number or the predecessor of the given number. Now let us see few more examples of predecessor and successor which is given in your textbook, that you have to practice at your home and find the predecessor and successor. These are the examples from exercise 2.1. We have completed few exercise and questions from this exercise. still we have different questions like true or false that we will solve again afterwards. Let us move towards our next concept, that is properties of whole numbers. Now we are going to study about different properties of whole numbers. Okay, see here. First one is closure property. Okay, now there are different properties, one by one we will go in detail with the properties. So first one is closure property. When we add two whole numbers, we always get another whole number. When we add two whole numbers, we always get another whole number. Like for example, you can see here 24 is a whole number and 15 is also a whole number. When we add 24 and 15, we get the answer 39, which is again a whole number. Okay, 13 is a whole number, 2 is a whole number, 13 plus 2 becomes 15, which is a whole number. Let us see the same things for subtraction. When we subtract two whole numbers, we do not get always a whole number as the result. Let us see the example. 7 minus 2, both are whole numbers. 7 minus 2 is equal to 5. Okay, so which is a whole number. Sometimes we get the whole numbers. One more example, 3 minus 9. 3 is the smaller number and 9 is the bigger number. So the answer comes minus 6, which is a negative number. Okay, so it's not a whole number. It's not a whole number. See students, in addition, when we add any whole number, we always get a whole number. Okay, but whereas in subtraction, sometimes after subtraction we get exactly the whole number and sometimes we do not get the whole number. Remember, let us see the same property for multiplication and division. See, when we multiply two whole numbers, we always get another whole number as a product. Okay, like two whole numbers are given here, 15 and 7. When we multiply it, 15 into 7, we get 105, which is a whole number. 6 multiplied by 6 is 36, we get a whole number again. Let us see it for division. When we divide two whole numbers, we do not get always whole number as the result. Like in subtraction, just now we have seen, like when we divide 35 by 7, we get 5, which is the exactly whole number. But when 12 is divided by 84, we do not get the exact whole number. So in multiplication, we always get the whole numbers, and in division, we always do not get the whole numbers. So closure property, in this closure property, we have seen different rules for addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So what we have concluded is that whole numbers are closed under addition and multiplication. Okay students, closed numbers are closed under addition and multiplication. It means when we add any whole number or when we multiply any whole number, we get always a whole number in the result. We get always the whole number in the result. Okay. So next, whole numbers are not closed under subtraction and division. As just now we have seen few examples, we have seen that sometimes after subtracting or after dividing it, we get whole numbers and sometimes we do not get. So whole numbers are not closed under subtraction and division. Okay. Next, division by 0. Now this is the different rule of dividing, wherein we are going to see how to divide these numbers which are given on the board. Let us see. Okay students, now see here, division by 0 we are going to solve. First example, let us take 12. Okay, 12 divided by 2 we will take. Okay, see here. Now instead of dividing it, we will just subtract it 2 as till we get the 0. Okay, see here now. 12 minus 2 is what? 10. Very good. 10. Again we have to subtract 2. Why 2? Because the question is given to divide, so we are subtracting it from 2 always. Okay. 10 minus 2 is 8. Again 8 minus 2, it becomes 6. Again 6 minus 2, it becomes 4. Again 4 minus 2, it becomes 2. Again 2 minus 2, it becomes 0. Again minus 2, 0 minus 2 can't go. So these things go on continuing. Okay. The result may be same after doing the repeated subtraction. After doing many times of subtraction, we get the same answer. Let us solve one more example. 7 divided by 0. 7 minus 0, 7, again 0. This goes on repeating. Okay. So division by 0, it means the repeated subtraction. Example we have solved, this yields the same result. Means after doing repeated subtraction, we get the same type of result. Hence we say that the division by 0 is not defined. Division by 0 is not defined. Why it is not defined? What is meant by not defined? It means we do not get the particular answer, the division goes on continuing, so it is not defined. So division by 0 is not possible. When we divide a number by 0, we are repeatedly subtracting 0 from the number. What we do? We are subtracting always the same 0 from the number and we are getting again the same result. So subtracting 0 from the number which results in the same number again and again. So it is not defined. Next property we are going to see, that is commutative property. Okay. Commutative property of addition and multiplication. When we add two whole numbers in any order, we get the same result. Okay. Like see students, it is very easy to understand. The numbers are given like 3 and 2. When we do 3 plus 2 or 2 plus 3, we get the same answer, that is 5. And when we multiply two whole numbers in any order, we get the same result. Okay. Let us solve one example here to find the commutative property. Okay. It is first one is for addition. A plus B is equal to B plus A. Let us take the number 2 plus 3 and again 3 plus 2. 2 plus 3 is nothing but 5 and 3 plus 2 is nothing but 5. It means if we add A plus B or B plus A, we get the same answer on both hand sides, or in any way we do it. Okay. So this is the commutative property for addition. Let us see it for multiplication. For multiplication, A into B is equal to B into A. Let us take A as 3 and B as 4. Again B and A, the numbers will just interchange. So 3 4s is again 12 and 4 3s is again 12. So when we multiply A into B or B into A, the result is same. Okay. So this is the commutative property for addition and multiplication. Let us move towards next slide. Next is associative property of addition and multiplication. Okay. Till now we have seen two properties. This is the third property. associative property of addition and multiplication. See here, when we add two whole numbers in any order, we get the same result. When we add two whole numbers, now we can see here a plus b is in bracket here and c is out of the bracket, and here a is out of the bracket and b plus c is in the bracket. If we add in any way, we get the same answer. We get the same answer. We will solve this example. We will see the associative property for multiplication. When we multiply two whole numbers in any order, we get the same results. Again, a into b into c is equal to a into b into c. Okay? Let us solve these examples. Associative property. First we will see it for addition. A plus b, here first it will be in the bracket, and then here a plus b plus c. Okay? Now see, in place of a we will take 2 plus 3 and plus 4 here. Okay? Now again 2 plus 3 plus 4. Here we have a plus b in the bracket, and on the right hand side we have 3 plus 4 in the bracket. So 2 plus 3 is 5, and here when we have solved this bracket, the bracket gets removed. Here it becomes 4, 2 as it is, 3 plus 4 is 7. Okay? Now 5 plus 4 is 9 and 2 plus 7 is again 9. So, associative property for addition a plus b plus c is equal to a plus b plus c. In any way we do, we get the same result. Let us solve the associative property for multiplication. A into b into c is equal to a into b into c. Here a into b is in the bracket, and here b into c is in the bracket. Let us take the example. 2 into 3 into 2. Let us take 4. 1 into 2 into 3. Okay? And here we will take 1, 2 into 3. Okay? See here, 1 2s are 2. Now the bracket gets solved, the bracket should be removed, and it is outside the bracket, it becomes into 3. Now see, 1 as it is into 2 3s are 6. See here, 2 3s is 6 and 1 6 is 6. So when we multiply in any order, whether a into b first or b into c, on the both hand sides we get the same answer. Okay? So this is the associative property for addition and multiplication. Let us solve next example. Next property we will see. Commutative property for addition and multiplication. This we have seen just now, associative property. Now let us find number of squares. 6 into 7 is equal to 42. Total squares is equal to 6 into. So few squares are given you. We have to solve this in different ways. Let us see this, how to solve it. Okay. See students. See, we have few squares. It is given there 6 and 7. Okay. Now we are going to divide these squares. Like see, total squares. We have to find the total squares. Now small squares are divided between two different things. First we will divide this 6 and 3 rows first. Okay, 6 multiplied by 3 and here again 6 multiplied by 4. Okay, what was the question? It was like 6 and 7. We are distributing the things and then we are going to divide it. See here, first we will multiply 6 into 3 and then we will multiply 6 into 4. Okay, so 6 3s are 18 plus 6 4s are 24. 18 plus 24 is nothing but 42. Okay, so if we do directly 6 into 7, which is again 42. This is also the correct, but this method we use for distribution. We use it for distribution. So till now we have seen the different properties and we have also seen the distributive property, associative property, commutative property, and I request all the students to just revise and go through all these properties. In next class we will go towards our next exercise. Thank you students.